Hey there, crafty friends. This is Sandy. This video is going to walk us through my Under the Sun paper medley 8-page workshop. You don't need much for this. If you're creating on your own, you really just need white gel pens, a journaling pen, your adhesives, foam tape, scissors. So basic toolkit really is all you need for that. So I used the Paper Medley Mix-In Designer Series paper. That's the foundation of this. I also added in some of the wood grain Wonders paper. I used a little bit of the Floral Spray 3D embossing folder. You'll see that I think on one of the layouts. But the main thing I wanted to point out, I used the Riverside Irregular pearls, but we're using both the Here and Now ephemera and the Under the Sun. So these three here, one, two, three, that's the Under the Sun collection of ephemera. And you get in each package for $7, you get two of each of those designs, which is lovely. And they're stickers. So super easy to use, right? You just pop one out and, and take off the adhesive backing or the protection on the back and it sticks right down. So that's Under the Sun, and this one's called Here and Now. And this is where the tags and sentiments all come from. Aren't they beautiful and super easy to use? So this kit goes together super fast and easy. In fact, I had a couple friends over just a couple days ago, and they were able to put the whole thing together, all 8 pages together in like 2.5 hours, which I thought was amazing. So um, let's talk about what comes in your paper kit. You've got, it's broken down into 4 sections, broken down by 12 by 12. So two 12 by 12s and everything on top is what goes with the first 2 sections of paper. Then this is the next two and all the papers that you need for that one. The next two, here's that embossing folder, the floral spray that I was telling you about. This one, we're going to sand that. And then our last set of pages, here's all the papers for that. Okay, let me put this back in order and let's talk about what you're going to do with those papers. So this first layout actually goes like this. You're going to put you've got 2 strips of brown. Those are like 1.5 inches wide. We're going to be covering up the edges of that. Excuse me, frog in my throat. Um, but it goes equally spaced, so it should hit your, let's see if I can do this easy. It'll hit your 3.5 mark and your 8.5 mark. So it'll cover up that middle section here and here. On the other page, you're going to use the full 5 by 12. Here it's just 5 by 1.5. You don't have to, please don't tape them down right away. First, I want you to kind of place them where they're going to go. You've got a total of 17 of these squares. There is a stencil in your bag that will help you make 1, 2, 3, 4. Those 4 pieces have just this little arch to them. You're going to use that stencil and just cut that little arch out. Um, It'll make your life easy to make your heart. So once you figured out where these pieces are going to go, these ones are easy. You just want to keep the spacing around the edge even. And these are all 3.5 inch squares. So easy to put down. This one, all I want to point out is this is up about 3/4 of an inch from the bottom and should be pointing at your 6-inch mark. If you want it to be center, do your best to line it up so that it's pointing right up to the 6-inch mark too to keep it straight. But if it's off, it's not a big deal. So your heart's a little pivoted, no big deal. And then just tape those down once you get your arches in. Photo mats, add your sticky bling, right? It's already got sticker goo on it, so you don't even have to worry about adding adhesive. If you want to pop any of them up, pull the backing off because otherwise the backing is eventually going to come off anyway, and all you're going to be stuck with is foam tape with this backing to it, and your camera is no longer attached. So put the foam tape directly on the sticker part. All right, so there's our first set of pages. Our next set of pages, you're going to take your 2 by 11-inch pieces and put them so they're framed 1/2 inch on the top, 1/2 inch on the side, 1/2 inch on the bottom. Then you've got your 5 by 10 and your 3 by 10 that are going to overlap those pieces 1/2 inch-ish, not a big deal if you're off. Then you've got your big photo well and your 3 little ones, and you can either write on there your photo sizes or just get your photos out and start putting them on. You might decide you want this to be a 4 by 6 or whatever. So wait and see how that plays out, but at least you've got the foundation done. Then we've got our bling and all of our fun goodies from that kit, those kits. I finished this one off. I forgot to mention I did dashes all the way around the edges of these ones. This one, I took a white gel pen and did double lines around the edges, dot dashes along the edge here, and dot dashes along the edge here. Add your bling wherever it makes you happy. I put a couple inside here, a couple down here, just kind of sprayed them all over. You've got plenty to play with. All right, this layout here, you've got your 2 1 3/4 by 12s that go along the top, then your 1/2 inch by 12s that go underneath that. Before you tape these down, again, I mentioned that gets sanded. Figure out how you want these 8 pieces to lay out. I like to have kind of on this particular one, I did a full square kind of all the way around the edge, kept a 1/2, it's between a 1/2 and a 3/4 inch frame. I did white dashes along the edge here, all the way across. And then you've got your watermelon pieces and all your little doodads. And then add your bling. And with this last layout, you're going to start with your polka dot piece, then add your 1/2 inch strip, your 3 inch piece, your 3 by 12s, then the 6 by 10s, create that frame up top. With this one, you've got room for 3 by 4s if you want, or you could add a 4 by 6 and a 3 by 4, or whatever you want to do there. 4 by 4, 4 by 6, 3 by 3, 3 by 4. The photo wells for those are all black. I did dash marks in white gel pen around the Lost Lagoon pieces, and then double black journal pen marks around the edges. Add your fun little bling. I did a lot of layering here. So bottom, then add these for the next layer, and then add those with your arrow. So this arrow, let's talk about the arrow. Let's go back to, where did those pieces go? Where did this tiny little yellow arrow come from, right? So in these kits, you've got a sheet, if I can find it, that has circles with arrows. Oh my goodness. Not there, not there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's got to be in here. Oh, here we go. Found it. So yellow circle, that is 2 different pieces. When you punch this out, this yellow arrow is going to stick to the backing. Use your scissors and just snip it right off. And that's what you're going to use right here for this cute little yellow arrow. All right, I think you guys get the point. Easy, fun, quick, simple, not a lot of stuff you got to do to complete it, but it still looks really fun and layered and awesome. So let me know if you want one of these kits. I only have one left, but I'm going to order more because I think that this will be a fun one to create. It's $40 for all 8 pages. Let me know if you want a kit. I'd love it if you'd hit like, so I'll keep making videos for you. Thanks, friends.